Welcome to KA Radio, where gentle and profound reflections are shared. This is a space for souls yearning to learn, for those who wish to master their minds and guide their hearts through valuable lessons distilled from the pages of books. Together, we will build a life of peace and happiness, where each step carries the light of knowledge and joy. Today, I want to share with you a story from a special book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. A seemingly simple novel that holds the power to transform millions of hearts around the world. That book is not just a story, it's a profound whisper to those who are seeking the true meaning of life. Do you remember the last time you asked yourself, "What is my dream?" At some moment in life, we've all pondered this question. By the age of 25, you may have asked yourself, "Have I tried hard enough, and is this path truly the one my heart desires?" Then at 30, when dreams remain unfulfilled, we hesitate and wonder, is it too late to start now? If you are feeling lost or uncertain, let The Alchemist guide you. This book is not just about the journey of the shepherd boy Santiago searching for treasure in the desert. It is also the spiritual journey of each of us. That boy, driven by his desire to fulfill his dream, gave up everything he had, faced countless challenges, only to realize that the true treasure always lies deep within his heart. The allure of The Alchemist comes not only from its simple yet poetic story, but also from the authenticity and strength of its author, Paulo Coelho. He was once a rebellious young man, sent to a mental institution by his parents, imprisoned, and faced days of aimlessness. But it was the 600-kilometer pilgrimage to Santiago that changed him. His fiery heart gradually calmed, and from there, those experiences were poured into Santiago's story. The Alchemist is a reminder that a life without purpose is no different from a chaotic maze. Those who wander into it will forever struggle to find their way out. But if you have the courage to listen to the call of your heart, life will lead you to where you truly belong. Let us listen to this story together, a story that not only ignites dreams, but also helps you rediscover yourself. If you focus too much on gains and losses, you may unintentionally overlook your deepest dreams. The story of Santiago, a simple shepherd boy from Spain, is proof of this. Born into an ordinary family, his parents placed all their hopes on him becoming a priest, a stable and honorable profession. But Santiago's heart longed for freedom and distant horizons. One day, with all his courage, he told his father that he wanted to travel and explore the world. Although his father initially objected, he eventually relented, giving him 3 gold coins to buy a flock of sheep, a gift that symbolized both acceptance and understanding. Deep down, his father had once dreamed of traveling too, but had been unable to fulfill it. On his journey, Santiago realized that every person carries a dream, whether big or small. The popcorn seller yearned to go to Africa, the crystal shop owner always wanted to visit the shores of Mecca, and even the thieves near the pyramids longed for treasure. However, most of them had set their dreams aside for practical reasons, as the balance between gain and loss had dimmed the light of their original aspirations. But Santiago was different. He chose to step out of his comfort zone, abandoning stability to follow his heart. As a shepherd, he learned many skills, admired beautiful landscapes, and met fascinating people. It seemed as though that life was already complete. Yet, the universe sent him a message through 2 recurring dreams. The image of a boy leading him to Egypt, where a mysterious treasure awaited. This dream forced Santiago to face another choice. The treasure was alluring, but his current life was safe and practical. Would he dare to give it all up and move forward? Like many others, he almost turned away from his destiny. But the words of the King of Salem awakened him. Destiny is what you truly want to accomplish. Those words reignited Santiago's most primal passion. He realized that his greatest dream was to explore the world, to see wonders far beyond the familiar horizons. And if he continued to hesitate, endlessly weighing gains and losses, he would lose that very dream, the essence of who he truly was. Santiago's story reminds us all that sometimes, to live a meaningful life, we need the courage to overcome fear, step out of our safety nets, and place faith in our destiny. Always listen to your heart, for it knows what you truly desire. Santiago listened to the deep call of his soul, and once again, he decided to set out to pursue his dream. Do you know that the biggest fall in life is not failure, but when we give up, accept the present, and tell ourselves, it's too late. I have to accept this fate. But true destiny is not something that forces us to regret. Destiny is what we long for, what our hearts continually yearn for. People often ask, will we regret more for what we didn't do or for what we did? According to a study, the things we have done, even if they end in failure, leave only a brief regret, and over time, everything is soothed. But dreams that were never reached become an obsession. We ponder them day after day, regretting for life because we cannot convince ourselves that we tried our best. A writer once said that, because we do not take the first step, our dreams remain distant. Like red-hot steel and fire, it is only when it is forged at high temperatures that it takes shape. If left to cool, everything becomes rigid and difficult to change. Therefore, when the long-awaited dream is awakened, act immediately. The first step, though small, carries the power of the entire journey. Regardless of the final outcome, you will realize you have grown stronger each day. Santiago did not let fear and failure hold him back. In the early days in Africa, he faced two major shocks. The first was the language barrier, which made communication difficult. Then he was tricked out of all his money by someone he trusted. From someone who once owned 60 sheep, Santiago now had nothing, standing alone in a foreign land. In that moment of uncertainty, he remembered the words of the King of Salem. When you are determined to do something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it. Those words gave Santiago the confidence and courage he needed. The next day, he wandered the streets, determined to seek opportunities. Life may sometimes knock us down, but it also quietly offers us signs of hope, as long as we are sensitive enough to recognize them and brave enough to seize them. When Santiago discovered a crystal shop that was struggling, he didn't hesitate to offer his idea to help. He realized that the crystal needed to be cleaned to attract customers. He volunteered to work just for a meal. And when the owner hesitated, he began cleaning the crystal vases himself, making the space shine brighter. To his surprise, this immediately attracted customers who stopped by to make purchases. Opportunities don't come from luck, but from keen observation and a relentless spirit. This is how Santiago found his first step on the journey to turn his dream into reality. That journey was not only about finding treasure, but also about finding himself. Santiago's dream of reaching Egypt had to cross thousands of kilometers of vast desert, a journey that could not be completed with just a few days of hard work. On the path to pursuing great things, there will be moments that make us falter, when persistent effort over a long period of time seems to bring us no closer to our dream. Santiago experienced that pain. He quietly stopped thinking about Egypt and focused on working at the crystal shop to earn money. A year passed, and Santiago not only earned double his initial capital, but also learned how to do business, spoke Arabic, and matured in his thinking. Challenges no longer seemed like injustice or torture, but rather valuable lessons for self-discipline. For someone who carries the light of aspiration, every difficulty is a stepping stone to reaching further. Santiago stood before an important choice: live comfortably and wealthy with his current business, or continue the journey in search of the treasure. While the shop owner tried to convince him to stay, the words of the King of Salem echoed in his mind: always remember what you truly want. Santiago gave up the comfort before him to choose to move forward. His goal had never changed: go to Egypt, find the treasure. The journey continued, leading Santiago across long desert miles to an oasis where he met Fatima, the girl whose eyes made his heart flutter from the first glance. Love came gently yet intensely, so much so that he considered giving up his journey to stay with Fatima forever. But the dreams of the treasure continually reminded him that giving up on his dream would be a regret that would never fade, and the person he loved would never be happy living with a soul that was always restless. Fatima understood, and she supported Santiago's departure. For true love is freedom. The following days of crossing the desert brought Santiago even harsher challenges. He was captured by soldiers, lost all his money, and was forced to become the wind for 3 days if he did not want to lose his life. Faced with what seemed impossible, Santiago used his loving heart to communicate with the wind, the sun, and the soul of the world. He learned to listen to the language of the universe, to feel connected with all things, and to surpass his own limits. Under the guidance of the alchemist, he succeeded and turned his dream into reality. He became the wind. But as soon as he reached the pyramid, the treasure was not present as he had expected. Santiago was beaten by thieves, who stole all his belongings. However, from the thief's accidental words, he realized that the real treasure was back in his homeland, where he had started his journey. True dreams always exist in our hearts. Even though we must overcome difficulties and struggle without rest, what is most valuable is not only the destination, but also the journey itself. Santiago understood that each step in the desert, every pain he endured, was precious in helping him grow and find the true meaning of the treasure, not just material wealth, but himself. As Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Therefore, when we have the ability to turn our dreams into reality, life becomes far more interesting. Each person carries limitless potential, and the journey to pursue dreams is always full of joy that only those who dare to walk can experience. Perhaps that dream may not come true, but the most valuable thing is not the destination, but what we experience along the way. The story of Santiago is a profound testimony. He crossed the seas, traversed the desert, journeyed through many foreign lands, met countless people, and in the end, returned to where he started and found the treasure. At first glance, this journey may seem like a waste of time. But in reality, what he saw, heard, and felt along the way enriched his soul, helped him grow, and made him realize the profound meaning of life. Even if Santiago did not find the treasure, those experiences created a complete life, a life worth remembering and proud of. Life is not just the number of days we have lived, but the days that are truly memorable, the days that make our hearts shine and overflow with joy. Therefore, my dear friend, always keep your dreams in the warmest place of your heart. Never let the cold reality extinguish that light. Only you can decide how you live, and no one can stop you from reaching a fulfilling life except for yourself. Believe that every motivation must be nurtured from the inner fire. And remember, there is no tomorrow that cannot be reached. I hope that all of us will always have the courage to face the truest desires in our hearts, to bravely step forward on our path, and make our lives shine brightly. Thank you for listening, and always believe that no matter how difficult the journey may be, the light of your dreams will always guide the way. If you find these shares helpful, please give me a like and share it with those who need it. Don't forget to follow and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the latest videos from KA Radio.